My beloved child. You were not supposed to find this now, but heaven had a different plan tonight. There is something you must hear, and once you do, you will never look at her the same way again. This is not about random dreams, strangers, or signs in the sky. This is about your own sister. Yes, the one you think you know so well. But tonight, God is uncovering what has been hidden, not to punish her, but to protect you. Before anything else, I ask you, don't skip this. Don't walk away. Heaven is watching the way you respond right now. Even while your eyes read this line, your sister's name is echoing in the spirit. Truth has been waiting for its time, and now it begins with you. Archangel Michael says, has been trying to reach you for days. And then a message came directly from God Himself, tell my child before it is too late, if they ignore this, the pain will double, but if they listen, healing will begin. That is why this urgent whisper comes to you now. Deep down you felt it already, haven't you? That strange distance between you and her. That sense that something is hidden behind her gentle smile. That moment you looked in her eyes and felt like she was guarding a secret world inside. Beloved, Heaven says, your instincts were never wrong. The timing just wasn't ready. But now it is. If your body feels chills or your heartbeat is rising while you read this, it's not a mistake. This moment was planned. Archangel Michael says, if they skip this now, in 7 days they will regret it. But if they listen, their tears will turn into triumph. Now lean closer. Your sister is not evil. But she stepped into something that God does not approve of. God gave her many chances. Again and again. But now you must know, because her choices are no longer just hers, they touch your life too. The longer you stay in the dark, the heavier the spiritual cost becomes. You may see her as kind, soft-spoken, quiet. But there is another side she hides even from herself. What began as a secret grew into a habit, and now it has become a pattern. 6 months ago she made a choice. Since then it has been unfolding in silence. Archangel Michael witnessed it. Angels tried to block it. God even sent dreams, but she ignored them. Now it is not about her alone, it is about you. God says, God does not shame, God warns, God redeems. But truth must be faced first. And you, child of God, have been chosen to carry that truth. The fact that you are still reading shows your obedience. Heaven rejoices over that. Because only the chosen stay with a message when it becomes uncomfortable. Listen carefully, in 3 days something will take place. It may look small at first, but it will mean everything. A hidden phone call, an unexpected visit or a secret money connection will suddenly come into the light. You were not meant to see it, but you will. And when that moment comes, you will remember this word. Do not shout. Do not accuse. Just breathe. Archangel Michael will be there guiding you. The Spirit of God will stand beside you in the moment of confrontation. Yes, there will be a confrontation, there must be. But you won't face it alone. And no, this is not meant to destroy your relationship with her. It is meant to cleanse it. Because only truth can stand under heaven's light. Only love that is honest can last through the storm that is coming. The reason this hurts is because you care. But caring without clarity brings only chaos. God doesn't want chaos in your home, God wants peace. But how can there be peace when a hidden blade rests under your own roof? That blade has a name, deception. And that deception is wearing your sister's smile. Do not hate her. Get ready. Because even as you finish reading this message, heaven begins to move. Archangel Michael says, those who close their heart to this word will taste regret. But those who listen with faith will walk under protection. So if your soul trembles right now, don't turn away. That is not fear, that is prophecy awakening inside your chest. It is heaven calling you to stay alert and be prepared for a test is near. You might wonder why now, why today, why me? Because heaven chose you. Not because you are the oldest, not because you are the wisest, but because your spirit is awake. Even when you doubt yourself, even when you feel weak, your soul stays connected to God. That is why Archangel Michael was sent to you. That is why God gave this word to you and not another. Because your eyes see beyond appearances. You have always felt your sister carried a weight, but tonight you are shown what it truly is. One night not long ago she sat alone in her room. Her lips were silent, but her spirit screamed. A choice was before her, and instead of turning to heaven she turned to something that was not from God. She made an agreement that should never have been made. And now that agreement reaches into your household. But listen, heaven is not exposing her to shame her. Heaven is revealing this to rescue her. And you, yes, you are the key. But only if your heart stays open. There is a hidden piece of evidence, a message, a picture, a letter, maybe a file. It carries your name and it has been waiting. When you find it, you will understand what your spirit has been sensing all along. Do not be afraid. The uncovering is not the end, it is the beginning. The moment the truth steps into light, God's plan for healing starts to move. And what feels like a breaking will soon turn into rebuilding. God says, "My child, I did not choose you to watch your family fall, I chose you to stand as a light that brings them back to me." So when the sign comes, when the truth unfolds, do not run from it. Stand firm. Trust the voice of heaven. And remember, love that is built on lies can never last, but love grounded in truth can never be broken. And beloved, this message reaches its end not with fear but with hope. For what is being revealed is not meant to destroy, it is meant to heal. Don't panic. That moment is the bridge, the crossing between shock and freedom, between illusion and clarity. Your sister never set out to wound you, but the truth she has hidden can cause harm if it remains buried. Archangel Michael says, a shield has already been placed around your energy. That is why lately you felt sudden waves of exhaustion, unexpected chills or strange unease. That is the whisper of the spiritual realm signaling that something is unclean. But take heart, for help is already here. And beloved, you are reading that help now. I ask you in the name of heaven, do not ignore this. Don't treat it as one of those messages you think you'll revisit later, because later is already too late. Angels are watching, and so is the energy your sister unknowingly allowed into your environment. That's the reason your sleep has been broken, your emotions unpredictable, and your peace unsettled. Something has been spiritually leaking into your space. But no more. Light has now entered, and if your soul has stayed present this long, you already sense it. Even in this moment, something divine is moving through your breath. Pause for just a second. And if you haven't yet, open your heart to this divine message fully, because words like these aren't simply written, they are assigned. You were destined to hear them. You were destined to awaken. Don't miss heaven's whisper. Archangel Michael says, is still speaking, your sister may not yet understand what is approaching, but you will. You will recognize it through signs, repeating numbers, sudden dreams, unusual words spoken by strangers or conversations that strike you like lightning. The signs are already being sent. So breathe and listen again. The confrontation ahead will not be through shouting or anger. It will come with silence, with calm words spoken firmly but gently, with a decision to let God speak through you instead of letting ego take charge. And when you speak, she may deny, she may laugh it off, she may even change the subject. But you will not be shaken. Within 24 hours, her truth will reveal itself without you needing to prove anything. Heaven works differently, it never fights with fists but always with truth. And here lies the deeper mystery, this warning is not only about what she has done but also about what she was on the verge of doing next. Had you not received this word, a day was approaching where she would have made a decision that created spiritual debt for herself and for you. God interrupted your path with this intervention, not to frighten you but to preserve you. So now I ask you, are you ready to see what God says? Are you willing to open your spiritual eyes even if the sight is uncomfortable? Because the moment you say yes, heaven begins rearranging the unseen. Within 48 hours you will notice it, a slip of the tongue, an unexpected phone call, a conversation you were never meant to overhear. That is how truth cracks through the veil. Your sister is still God's child. He loves her deeply. But He also loves you. And He will not allow you to remain blind to something that could destroy your health, your peace, or your destiny. Blessings have been hovering over your life waiting for room to land, but they cannot rest where deception hides. Heaven is making space now. That is why Michael stands beside you. Do you feel the shift? This is not just another message, it is divine instruction. And I must tell you something more, something sharp yet freeing, there is jealousy. Yes, jealousy has lived quietly in her heart. She has buried it but it has shaped her words, her choices, her alignment with you. Smiling in photos yet silently comparing herself. She believed no one saw it but God knew. And God is merciful but He also exposes what needs to be revealed in order to protect. So what should you do now? Pray. Be silent for a while. Do not rush to confront. Wait. Because the next instruction will come in divine timing. And when that timing arrives, your voice will know what to say, your spirit will not tremble and Michael will stand behind you while heaven watches with pride. You may not believe this next part easily but listen carefully, the root goes back to your childhood. Back to when you whispered under blankets, laughed at secrets, promised always to protect each other. But something shifted. Heaven knows the moment. A comparison, a careless comment, a single look from someone important made her feel as if you were favored. She carried that seed in silence and it grew. Through the years, small choices watered it. Every praise you received she turned into a measure against herself. And though she smiled, inside she was building walls. That jealousy, unspoken but alive, began influencing the way she stood beside you. Not in every moment but enough that heaven took notice. And now what was once hidden beneath layers of family love and shared memories has surfaced demanding light. But remember this, God does not expose to shame, He exposes to heal and to protect. This unveiling is not punishment for her, it is protection for you both. God says, the truth must rise now because the blessings He has prepared cannot land where shadows are allowed to linger. In the days ahead, listen closely. The Spirit will guide your steps, aligning your words and guarding your heart. You will sense when to be silent and when to speak. You will feel the exact moment to pause and the exact moment to act. And when that moment comes, your courage will not come from yourself but from heaven's presence within you. Michael whispers, again. You are not alone. Every step you take is being reinforced by angels. The shaking you have felt, the restless nights, the emotional tides, they are the signs of battle in the unseen. But now light is overtaking darkness. A divine shift is already happening around you. Stay still. Breathe. Receive. For the God who began this revelation is not finished yet. And what He started in you, He will bring to completion. From that seed, a silent bitterness grew. She buried it deep, never spoke of it. She carried it through school, through heartbreaks, through choices, and that unspoken jealousy became a shadow in her decisions, especially the ones about you. God says, that moment wasn't your fault but it is still shaping your destiny today. And I cannot allow that shadow to block the blessings I'm sending to my child. That is why you have felt delays recently. That is why the things you prayed for seemed far away. The energy around you was clouded because someone very close to your soul unknowingly created resistance. But now that it has been revealed, heaven can begin the cleansing. There is someone she speaks to even now. A face that once turned toward you with a smile. Someone you trusted, perhaps even loved. And behind closed doors, your sister has whispered half-truths and subtle twists, not loud accusations but quiet words meant to bend how others see you. And those words began to take root. But God says, do not fear for a lie cannot survive under my light. When truth shines the shadow dies instantly. That is exactly what is beginning now. You will not fight this with your own hands. Heaven has already stepped into the battle. And now, beloved, you must prepare. Prepare to remain silent even when everything in you longs to defend yourself. Prepare to show love even when betrayal feels sharp. Prepare for elevation because once this weight is lifted your blessing will rush forward like a river finally released. That prayer you thought was ignored, the breakthrough you were waiting for, the call, the relationship, the divine confirmation, it was never denied. It was delayed. And the delay ends tonight. If your hands tremble while you read this or your eyes sting with tears, it means this message has struck the very place it was meant to. Heaven is touching your soul at this moment. And if you haven't already, I remind you, stay connected here because the next message from heaven will uncover a piece of your past you never fully understood until now. Back to her, your sister. She will begin to feel something soon, a pressure, a heaviness in her spirit. She won't understand why, but it will be the angels surrounding her beginning their work. Do not mock her, do not accuse her. Simply remain near to God, because what He is about to do through you will echo across your bloodline. This is generational healing, and it starts with you. Archangel Michael whispers, there is a reason you are reading this and not her. The one with the strongest spirit always receives the hardest revelation. That one is you. So prepare again. Prepare to hold your tongue when anger pushes you to shout. Prepare to love when silence feels like betrayal. Prepare to rise, because after this your blessing will accelerate without delay. The prayer you thought was unanswered is already on its way. The wait is over. And beloved, if you feel the weight of this moment, know it is because heaven is moving close. This word is piercing through the very atmosphere around you. Your sister is already being pressed by the Spirit. The heaviness she feels is heaven hovering. But you do not judge her. Do not accuse her. Instead, remain steady, because this moment is much larger than her, larger than you. This is about your entire lineage. God says, the chains that bound your family are breaking, and you are the one I have chosen to carry the key. Archangel Michael continues, you were chosen for this moment. What you do next will decide the course of everything that follows. And now comes the secret that heaven must reveal. Years ago your sister hid something from you. It could have changed your choice about love or a career or a move or finances. She knew, but she kept silent. You felt betrayed without knowing why. You felt your peace stolen for weeks or months without reason. And now the truth is here. God says, what was taken will be restored. What was hidden will come to light, not for shame but for cleansing. This is your season of restoration. But before light can flood in, the shadow must first be exposed. And now that you see it, the light is already arriving. Soon you will find yourself near her again in a simple, unexpected moment. You will feel the tension, the unspoken awareness between you. Something will rise in your chest, but instead of reacting, pause. Breathe. For in that silence God will speak through your presence. Your eyes will say what your words do not. And she will know. She will feel it. Heaven will make it undeniable. Do not fear this. The God who revealed the truth will also surround you with peace. You will not step into this storm alone. Angels will walk with you. And if tears fall, they will not be tears of weakness but tears of healing. Healing always comes on the other side of truth. And you, beloved, are walking straight into that light now. Listen carefully. There is still something time itself tried to bury. An object small but meaningful, a folded note, a page in a journal, a bracelet, or a picture long forgotten. It will resurface soon, almost by accident, but it will not be an accident. When it does, you will understand in a deeper way how heaven has been guiding you all along. That little object will confirm everything you've just read. And when it comes, you will know this season has truly shifted. You will feel it in your spirit. The resistance is over. The delay has ended. And what was once hidden will now guide you into the brightest chapter of your life. In the background of all this, heaven has been preparing a scene you cannot yet see. Threads of destiny are being rewoven, carefully aligned to bring forth a moment that carries both release and reward. The silence you felt, the long waiting that pressed heavy on your chest, it was not neglect. It was divine orchestration, heaven arranging what your soul has long prayed for. God says, the hidden parts are about to be revealed. What was done in the dark will not only come to light but will be healed by light. This is not about punishment. This is about redemption. The object your sister kept, the memory she held in secret was preserved because heaven intended for this very hour. It was never truly lost, it was set aside until your spirit was strong enough to carry its meaning. The next 3 nights are not ordinary nights. Archangel Michael says, guard your spirit carefully now. Do not waste your energy in arguments. Do not let the enemy provoke you into chaos. These days are consecrated. They are a time of spiritual cleansing, a preparation for the visitation that approaches. Your dreams may feel unsettled, your body restless, but don't mistake this as struggle. Heaven is gently waking you, whispering in ways only your spirit can interpret. On one of these nights, a sentence will pierce the silence, a phrase, a name, a memory buried deep within. Write it down, for that will be the missing piece of your truth. Do not argue with it, do not resist it. That whisper is the confirmation your soul has long awaited. And when she comes, your sister, it may be through a message, a sudden visit, or even in casual conversation. She may not speak of the wound directly. She may pretend nothing has fractured. But her soul will know. Truth unsettles everything it touches, and you will see it in her eyes. In that holy moment, you are called not to confront with anger but to reflect love. Speak only what heaven gives you to speak, not what ego tempts you to shout. You are chosen to be a mirror, not a hammer. Your task is not to break her but to reveal the light already burning within you. If she cries, allow her tears. If she denies, still love her. If she runs, release her. Heaven is dealing with the parts beyond your sight. You are not the healer, you are the vessel. Your role is faithfulness, not control. And beloved, just by reading this, you have already shown faith. Others might have turned away, dismissed the weight of these words, or silenced the stirring within. But not you. You stayed, you listened, you received. That act alone has set heaven's reward in motion. Within 7 days of these words entering your spirit, the shift begins, a door long closed will open. A message will arrive, unexpected yet timely. A prayer you believed had vanished will find its answer. And all of it will trace back to this moment, when you embraced truth instead of rejecting it. You are not only a sibling, you are a soul carrying a divine assignment. That is why the enemy tried so hard to cloud your vision. But God has restored your sight, and now nothing can halt what heaven has begun. Archangel Michael says, clear skies are ahead. The fog is lifting. The confusion is dissolving. No longer will you feel as though you are the only one holding the weight. God has seen it all, and now He is making all things new. So lift your head, wipe your tears, and walk with courage. You have already overcome, because truth refined by love is the greatest force in existence. And though your sister may not thank you today or even tomorrow, a day will come when her eyes are fully opened. She will look back at this sacred hour and whisper, "I didn't understand then, but thank you for not abandoning me." The test is almost complete. The miracle is closer than your next breath. You have honored heaven's message and honored God by staying present through the fire. Because of that, watch what unfolds before you. A final whisper now before Archangel Michael departs. The angels remain close. Not because danger stalks you but because you have crossed through one of the most difficult thresholds of the soul, the willingness to face truth without retreating. Many never reach this stage but you have. You did not close the page. You did not excuse yourself. You stood still in the fire of revelation and let heaven show you what needed to be seen. That is why you are now being elevated into a new dimension of blessing, protection and peace. Heaven trusts you with more because you proved you would not run when it became hard. And yet there is still a hidden blessing woven into this final stretch. God says, "Do not think this was only about your sister. This was also about you. The healing she needs is a mirror of the healing you have long buried. In restoring her, I am restoring you. In releasing her chains, I am breaking yours. Soon you will notice your spirit lighter, your mind clearer, your heart free of the weight you carried in silence. The relationships meant to remain will deepen with honesty. Those that must fall away will dissolve gently without your force. And the path ahead will not look like the old one, it will be brighter, wider, and filled with signs that heaven has gone before you." Archangel Michael says, "This season marks the beginning of clarity. The shadows that once surrounded you are falling away. Heaven's light now surrounds you, guarding your steps, confirming your choices. Do not fear what comes next. You are not walking alone. Beloved soul, the pages of your story are turning. What once felt like endless waiting is now shifting into fulfillment. You have been faithful and because of that, heaven's reward is unfolding. Stay still in your heart, strong in your spirit and tender in your love. The miracle you have prayed for is not far away, it has already begun. There's someone else who has been standing quietly near your path, someone you never expected. A figure from your family's history, a presence from another generation, maybe a grandparent, maybe a soul who once crossed over but never left completely. They have been whispering into your sister's dreams, trying to awaken her, not with noise but with echoes inside her spirit. She is beginning to notice it now. She may not admit it, she may not speak it aloud but deep inside her soul something is stirring. The veil is thinning, the walls are lifting and soon she will have what looks like a breakdown but what it truly is will be a breakthrough, beautiful, holy, unshakable. A sacred release. An awakening. And it is because you chose truth. Your decision to face what others avoided became a spark that set off a chain reaction, one that echoes across generations. You broke the silence. You ended the cycle. You shattered the curse. Heaven rejoices because of you. And now God has turned his face toward you with a question, a sacred one. Are you ready? Ready to receive the blessing that deception delayed? Ready to inherit the portion that was locked away until truth came into light? If your spirit whispers yes, then let your whole soul declare it, yes Lord, I am ready. Because as those words rise from you, something begins to move in heaven. Angels are being sent out. Keys are being unlocked. Names once forgotten are being remembered. People who once overlooked you now feel compelled to find you. Opportunities that ignored your presence are now searching for your door. And peace, the very peace that always slipped away, is now preparing to flood your house like sunlight spilling through morning windows. That strange weight you feel in your chest, it's not fear anymore. It's release. It's freedom. It's God saying to you, you were never abandoned, never crazy, never forgotten. You were chosen. Tonight let yourself sleep without the heaviness of worry. Let yourself wake without dread. Walk through your house as if it is part of heaven, because it truly is. Your walls are covered in divine fire. Your spirit is shielded under Michael's armor. And no weapon, physical or spiritual, formed against you will ever prosper again. This message is not just comfort, it is both shield and sword. It protects you and it empowers you. Use it with wisdom. Speak it with gentleness. Live it with love. Forgive where forgiveness feels impossible. But never again allow deception to go unchallenged. Because now you know. And once truth is seen, it cannot be unseen. Heaven is proud. Michael remains by your side. And God smiles because when He called you answered. This is your new chapter and it has already begun. The tears you shed have become the water for your destiny. Your sister will find her way, for love like yours cannot be ignored forever. Her awakening has already started, heaven is at work within her. So keep your heart open, keep your soul steady and keep listening. The next message will not take long to arrive. You were born for this. It is done. It is sealed. And now it will unfold before your very eyes. Do not be deceived by what your natural eyes see. You may notice the same walls, the same door, the same light in your room. But in the unseen, everything is different. Something that clung to your bloodline, hidden for generations, broke tonight. A spiritual barrier you didn't even know existed shattered beneath your faith. It happened because you chose stillness when you wanted to scroll away. Because you opened this when your flesh resisted. Archangel Michael leans closer, his voice softened but strong like thunder wrapped in silk. Beloved, I saw you walk through nights without a torch. I saw you carry burdens no one thanked you for. I stood beside you when you whispered into your pillow and no one answered back. But tonight I saw you win. You didn't win by fighting harder. You didn't win by proving yourself. You won by awakening. And because of that, your name is being written again in the book of favor. A golden light has just crossed your spiritual path. The waiting is over. The thing you thought was stuck has begun to move. The blessing you thought was delayed is already in motion. But here's the secret, the true gift is not the thing you receive, it is the person you've become. You became the one who stood where love and truth met and you chose God. You became the one who saw beyond false smiles and fragile illusions and you chose healing over comfort. You became the one who broke silence so the generations after you would never live chained again. You are the bloodline breaker. The curse cutter. The heaven mover. The quiet miracle hidden in your family. And because you chose obedience, heaven chose you. The battle is over. Angels can now rest. And the light you carry will only grow brighter from here. So go now, beloved. Walk with the certainty that heaven is behind you. Speak with grace even when the ground beneath you trembles. Love with a fire that even betrayal cannot extinguish. This is who you are now, awakened, anointed, unstoppable. It is done. It is written. It is fulfilled. Your soul has heard it. Heaven has seen it. And now it will be revealed in every part of your life. Even now something sacred is still happening. As your spirit keeps receiving, the residue of heaven is settling upon you. Because what broke tonight was not small, it was ancient. It was karmic. It was buried so deeply in your bloodline that even your ancestors longed for this day. Do you understand? Someone generations before you prayed for freedom they never lived to see. They may not have had the right words. They may not have had strength left in their bodies. But they cried out. And heaven never forgot. Their cry carried through time until it reached you. And tonight, beloved, you became the answer to their prayer. That is why it had to be you. That is why you couldn't scroll past this message. That is why your obedience mattered. Michael leans in once again, his presence closer than ever, his words both fierce and tender. You are the bloodline breaker. The curse cutter. The heaven mover. The quiet miracle planted in your family. God chose you. And because of that, the angels rest. The battle is over. And the light within you will never be hidden again. So walk with heaven at your back. Speak with grace that steadies trembling rooms. Love with fire that heals even those who don't deserve it. This is who you are now, awakened, anointed, unstoppable. It is done. It is written. It is fulfilled. Heaven counted them all and not a single one was wasted. Every tear watered the soil for this harvest that is now unfolding in your life. And beloved, God says, this is not compensation, it is restoration. What was lost is being multiplied. What was broken is being reshaped. What was delayed is being delivered right on time because divine timing is never late. Archangel Michael speaks again, steady and strong like a voice that calms storms. He says, you do not need to question anymore if you are worthy. You do not need to wonder if the promises over your life were illusions. They are real and they are active. The obstacles that once blocked you are removed. The battles that once drained you are already won. And now, child, your only task is to receive without fear, without doubt, without guilt. Heaven does not give reluctantly. Heaven delights in giving to you. Do you feel that shift? The atmosphere around you is no longer heavy. That pressing weight you carried in your chest is loosening. Your spirit is rising even if your body feels still. That's the sign you are no longer where you used to be. Spiritually, the coordinates have changed. The address of your soul has been updated in heaven's records. You are not standing in the shadowed valley anymore. You are standing at the edge of promise. Beloved, your sister's transformation is only one thread in a much larger tapestry. Soon it will not just be her. Old friends, distant relatives, even strangers will begin to approach you differently. Some will sense the light and want to draw near. Others may withdraw not out of malice but because they cannot yet bear the brightness. Don't chase them. Don't beg them. Let them move as they must. For your path is not about convincing anyone. Your path is about walking fully in who God says you are. And who are you? You are chosen. You are an answered prayer. You are a living altar where heaven has chosen to pour miracles. The ancestors prayed. The angels guarded. And now heaven announces, you are the fulfillment of the promise. There's something else too. That secret longing you never spoke out loud, the one you buried under responsibilities, under fear of disappointment, it has been heard. God whispers, I did not forget, I did not ignore, I was preparing the timing, aligning the people, clearing the path. And now that hidden desire will see the light of day. Not because you forced it but because you trusted me when it made no sense. Yes, beloved, you cried quietly. You held back your truth to keep peace. You sacrificed parts of yourself to carry others. But heaven saw it all. God says, now it is my turn to carry you. My turn to protect what you love. My turn to expand what you could not. The healing flowing now is not temporary. It will not fade after the message ends. It will echo in your days, in your sleep, in your choices. You will notice how you no longer cling to what hurts. You will see how you stop apologizing for simply existing. You will feel how your body begins to rest differently, how your spirit no longer flinches at the sound of rejection. Because rejection has lost its power. You are accepted in heaven, and that acceptance outweighs every earthly dismissal. Even in your career, in your finances, in your calling, doors that were slammed shut will not only open, they will swing wide with favor attached. People you never imagined will recommend you, support you, bless you, not out of pity but because heaven will stir their spirit. They won't even know why they feel compelled to help. But you'll know. It will be because heaven spoke your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. And about that loved one who left, whether by choice or by death, listen closely. Their pride, their absence, their silence never erased the bond of spirit. Even now their soul watches, cheering quietly because you became the chain breaker, the cycle shifter, the one who transformed grief into grace. And if they could say one thing to you now, it would be this: I see you. I am proud. You did what I could not. So tonight breathe deeply. Feel the holy oil flowing not just over your mind but through your bloodstream, rewriting even the memory of pain. The bitterness is dissolving. The shame is unraveling. The guilt is being erased. You are not who the past said you were. You are who heaven has always declared you to be. And as you step into this new chapter, remember, you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to fight to be seen. You don't have to explain why you are chosen. The evidence will show itself. Your life will be the testimony. Your peace will be the proof. Your joy will be the undeniable sign that God's hand is on you. Beloved, this is not the closing of a message. This is the opening of your destiny. Walk in it with courage. Walk in it with quiet confidence. Walk in it as someone who knows heaven has already gone ahead to prepare the way. For what's before you is not just survival. It is abundance. It is restoration. It is divine fulfillment. And it has your name written all over it. But today heaven rewrites that chapter. God says, that day did not define you, it refined you. That heartbreak was never proof of your weakness, it was the soil where your strength first took root. You thought pieces of yourself were lost in those moments, but they were only being hidden until the right season. And beloved, that season has arrived. The light that dimmed in you is returning brighter than before. Not because life became easier, but because heaven refused to let your story end in shadows. Archangel Michael whispers, the cracks you carried are where heaven poured its fire. What looked like breaking was actually becoming. Every betrayal that once left you hollow became the very place divine love now overflows. Every night you cried alone became the ground where angels stood guard, refusing to let despair have the final word. You thought silence meant abandonment, but heaven was holding its breath, waiting for the day you would rise. That day is now. Look at you. Still here. Still breathing. Still carrying a heart that loves even after it's been shattered. That alone is a miracle. Heaven calls you the evidence that light cannot be put out. Even the storms that tried to destroy you have become the winds that carry you higher. And while people may have judged your softness as weakness, heaven calls it your greatest strength. Because only those with unbroken spirits can still choose love after pain. God says, I never asked you to be perfect, I asked you to be present. And you have been. Even when you felt invisible, you kept showing up. Even when no one thanked you, you kept giving. Even when you doubted yourself, you kept walking. That is why doors will now open without effort. That is why blessings will chase you down. Not because you earned them by force, but because you stayed when it would have been easier to quit. Michael reminds you, beloved, the divine rearrangement has already begun. People who once overlooked you will suddenly see your light. Paths that were blocked will clear before your feet touch them. You won't have to beg for a seat at the table, because heaven is building one with your name carved in gold. And when it happens, don't shrink. Don't apologize for what heaven has given. Receive it boldly, because it's not random, it's written. And when memories of the past try to whisper, you're not enough, silence them with truth. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are not broken. You are chosen. You are rising. This is not the end, this is the unveiling. Beloved, heaven wants you to understand this: the pain you carried did not disqualify you, it prepared you. The disappointments did not delay you, they aligned you. The rejection did not end you, it redirected you. Every tear became a seed, and now the harvest is coming. God says, I have watched every secret battle, every unseen sacrifice, every time you gave when you had little left. None of it was wasted. None of it went unnoticed. Heaven has kept record, and now heaven has released reward. So rest tonight knowing you are surrounded. Angels are encamped around your home. Michael's shield is not a story, it's your reality. Darkness may try to creep near, but it cannot cross the line heaven has drawn. Your name has been spoken in divine meetings, and the plans for your life are unfolding as promised. And when tomorrow comes, don't step into it small. Step as one who knows they walk with heaven's authority. Step as one who knows Michael fights on their behalf. Step as one who carries God's breath within. Because you are not just surviving anymore, you are leading, you are shifting atmospheres, you are carrying the fire of transformation into every room you enter. Even your sister, even the ones who misunderstood you most will one day look at you with wonder. Not because you became someone else but because you stayed true to who you are. They will see that your softness was never weakness but divine resilience. And though their words may never capture it, their spirit will know heaven has marked you. And beloved, when doubt tries again to creep in, remember this night. Remember this message. Remember how heaven bent time and space just to remind you. You are seen. You are loved. You are chosen. You are unstoppable, not because you never fall but because heaven keeps lifting you up. So carry these words into your tomorrow. Let them echo when the world grows loud. Let them steady you when fear knocks. Let them burn within you when darkness tries to return. Say to yourself with power, I know who I am now. I am heaven's miracle in motion. I am the one God walks with. I am the one Michael guards. And I am the one who will never again mistake survival for defeat. This is your new chapter. This is your divine unveiling. Go now, beloved, with fire in your soul, angels at your side and heaven's blessing on your steps. The story isn't over, it has only just begun. God wants to reverse what happened that day. Because what was stolen from you back then, your safety, your certainty, your full trust in yourself, is being returned right now in ways you can't even measure. The message about your sister was just the door. But behind that door, beloved, was a garden. A garden filled with every version of you that ever felt like too much, too quiet, too emotional, too soft, too forgotten. And now that garden is growing again. You are returning to yourself. And this time no one gets to take that away from you. Not the people who misjudged you. Not the family who tried to clip your wings. Not the moments you second-guessed your path. Not even your sister's hidden actions. Because God has sealed you now. The seal is spiritual. It cannot be touched, broken, or stolen. It cannot be faked, copied, or removed. It is the mark of divine identity. It says this one belongs to heaven. So what happens next? Something holy, something rare, something only those who've been through the fire get to experience. You are entering what heaven calls a restoration season. But not just any kind of restoration. This one is personal, specific, sacred, supernatural. What was taken from your life in unfair ways, whether by your sister's choices, your family's silence, or life's cruel timing, will return not as it was but as something better. The friendships that fell apart, you're about to attract ones that feel like home. The money you lost, you're about to walk into unexpected abundance that will make your jaw drop. The peace that used to come and go, it's going to wrap around you like air, like sunlight, like a second skin. But most of all, the love you gave without being fully seen. That love is coming back to you now in waves, in layers, in divine appointments that will feel like miracles wearing human faces. So don't panic when old things fall away in the coming days. That's not rejection. It's realignment. And don't chase what tries to leave. Because God is making room for bigger, for purer, for higher. And your sister, whether she joins you in this next chapter or not, know this. You have forgiven her in the Spirit. You've set her soul free. And by setting her free you set yourself free too. Now heaven is declaring a shift over your life. Chains that were once invisible are breaking. Doors that were once locked are opening. And blessings that once seemed delayed are rushing toward you without resistance. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is God's design. You are stepping into days where your joy will be louder than your pain, your peace deeper than your doubts, and your purpose stronger than every fear that ever tried to stop you. You are walking into a season that will make you say, "It was worth it." Every tear, every silence, every battle, every night I almost gave up, it was all worth it. Because now, beloved, you are living proof that heaven restores, redeems, and rebuilds better than before. And this truth will not only change your tomorrow, it will echo through generations after you. Amen.